Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the reorganization meeting for the Milton School Committee. It's May 1st, 2024, and I am calling this meeting to order as the senior member of the school committee, acting as chair pro tem for the time being. So the first thing we need to do is just get approval for the agenda for our reorganizational meeting this evening. But actually, before we do that, let's do the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So I'd like to welcome Amanda Serio to our table.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Amanda.
Thank you.
Really excited to work with you, and I'm happy to be back as well. So thank you very much.
I'm glad.
And let's see. I'm just looking at, so this school committee organizational meeting is following policy BDA, and it will be quick, but it's just our opportunity to elect the new officers for the school committee for the coming year. And as the acting chair pro tem, I think the process that we have in our new policy, or updated policy, is to first just take nominations for chair for school committee, and that will be followed by vice chair. And then we'll adjourn this organization meeting, go into a regular meeting, and have just a couple very quick items, and this will be in and out. So I want to make sure I'm following the right thing here. The first item is to ask the committee for nominations for Milton School Committee Chair. Would anybody like to make any nominations?
Okay. I would actually love to have you continue as chair. You've done a phenomenal job and would love to see you continue.
Thanks.
I'll second that.
The third. I don't know if there's another word for seconding it. I agree.
And I support that as well. I think it's important for continuity, for us to continue with your leadership. I think it's you've done a great job, and would love to see you stay in your role.
You too. Yes.
All right. Well, I accept the nomination. I appreciate you all. It's a real team effort, so it is a lot of work, obviously, to serve as chair, but I have enjoyed doing that because you all make it like easy to do. So, Amanda, did you want to? Okay,
Yep.
Is that good for you?
Oh
too?
yes, yep,
I
absolutely.
just want to make sure everyone has the
Yes.
chance to nominate someone. I at that time then we'll go around and do a roll call vote in alphabetical order, in which each member openly states for whom they are voting by name or abstains. So the motion to close nominations.
So
First. And second that?
Second.
Mark? Okay. So now, I'm sorry, this is so awkward. I'm just like, what are we doing? Roll call vote. So alphabetical order means I'm first. So yes, I vote for myself to continue as chair. Mark Loring?
Yes. I vote.
Dr. Selena Miranda?
Yes.
Amanda Serio?
Yes.
Bao Chu?
Yes.
Anna Varghese?
Yes.
Okay, so I accept the election as Milton School Committee Chair. Thank you all. Okay.
I don't know if it's that or if it's this, right?
Yeah. I was clapping for myself.
Maybe I'll just like.
You deserve it.
Got her. Tricked her again.
All right, so the next The next step here is to go through the similar process, calling for nominations of the vice chair of the Milton School Committee. We have the opportunity to suggest names for this role, and then ask the person if they accept that nomination. I guess I would like to start out with a nomination, if that's okay. I'd like to nominate Dr. Miranda to continue as vice chair. Are there any other nominations?
Second.
Third.
So I humbly accept the nomination. Thank you so much for confiding, putting your confidence behind me. I'm delighted to serve again.
Thank you. Okay, so is there a motion to close nominations?
So moved.
Second, okay. So a roll call vote taken in which you state for whom you're voting.
This is backwards, so we start with Z and go.
Just going to follow the same list that I have here. Okay, so I am voting for Dr. Selena Miranda. Mark Loring.
I'm voting for Dr. Selena Miranda.
Dr. Miranda.
I'm voting for myself.
Amanda.
I'm voting for Dr. Selena Miranda.
Val.
I'm voting for Dr. Miranda.
Anna.
I'm voting for Dr. Selena Miranda.
Okay, that's great.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Don't you miss meetings?
But in all seriousness, I think this feels good. This is a way we can do what we've said we want to do, which is carry our momentum, continue to support you, Dr. Burrows, with everything that you have going on, and have like a really smooth transition. And Amanda will be sharing with you our brand new handbook and process for onboarding you so that you're able to kind of smoothly integrate into the work. Cool. And obviously with everything you've already done, you're in a good position to do that. So I think this is great.
You're going to be the first one.
I was going to say, am I the first one with using the handbook?
Yes. The committee did a lot of work this past year that was one of the things that we really focused on, was working together for onboarding for new members, and also just kind of working together to talk about like what does it mean to be a school committee member, what does it mean to be a superintendent. So I think all that work has borne a lot of fruit.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yes, I think we have a book for you, right?
Yeah. And an actual book too.
Wow.
Yes.
We do a book study. We've got some good stuff.
Yeah.
Covered.
Good. A lot of reading.
Good
reading.
Yeah,
good reading.
Yeah. Great. Okay. So at this time, I will make a motion to adjourn from this reorganizational meeting. And following this, there will just be a very brief regular meeting of the Milton School Committee. So is there a second to that motion?
Second.
Okay, so all in favor? All right. So our reorganizational meeting is adjourned. And at this time, I will call to order a regular meeting of the Milton School Committee for tonight on May 1st, 2024. And we have just a couple of items here. So the first one, we have, Amanda was shared with you the list of the school committees, subcommittees, and advisory committees. So obviously in this, what we just accomplished to understand chair and vice chair roles is important. But beyond that, actually, the assignments that we all take for our subcommittees and advisory committees, this is the bulk of the time that we spend, and it's really where much of the work gets done. So we can open this for discussion if anybody has questions or thoughts or things that we want to share, but I think what might make sense, and I'll just see what you all think, is Amanda, you have time to kind of review the document. So this gives you a sense of like what everybody has been doing for this year. you can just look at what seems of interest to you. Dr. Burrows and I can speak with you about kind of answering questions and making sure you understand what the various assignments are. And my hope is that prior to our next meeting, which is 2 weeks from tonight, barring a very overlong town meeting, but I don't think that's going to happen. So we'll be meeting 2 weeks from tonight. That prior to that meeting, we can all submit our preferences for this coming year's assignments. And I think our process for that is that you will submit those to me, and then I will work on kind of making sure that we're spreading out our responsibilities so that we're balancing who has what time commitments essentially, and also making sure that within each of our subcommittees we have a balance of length of experience and all things like that. And then we'll make our assignments hopefully in 2 weeks, and from there we'll be able to establish leadership on the various subcommittees as far as who's doing what. But I would like to say I think we're moving towards Mark continuing definitely to serve on finance, because that's an important role to also have continuity, and willing to step up with leadership of finance, which is one of the other ones that it's important. We're kind of moving with that. We have vendor warrants and so on that will continue to be signed within these next 2 weeks. So you're going to sort of hit the ground running with that role.
Yeah, sure. That's okay with everybody. Do we need a vote in terms of authorizing the signing of vendor warrants?
I don't know about that actually.
I wasn't here last year at this time.
I think we voted that.
So that might be a vote we take in 2 weeks.
Yeah, the 15th it would be, yeah.
And I guess in between now and then I can sign them because I am authorized to do that. But that will be factored in, as we make all of the assignments. And for those of us who've been serving before, it's really a question of do you want to keep doing what you've been doing? Or do you want to change it up? And then once we kind of know that, then Amanda will be looking to also, of course, take your preferences into account. So I'm confident we'll be able to cover all our bases in a way that everyone's excited to contribute. And we've gotten a lot done this past year, so we're just going to keep going. Anybody have questions, discussion on that topic of the committees? Okay.
No, just again, to say it for the group, MFE is the one. Bev was doing MFE and finance.
Yep.
And
That's it. I just looked it over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, if you would prefer to swap off something, we can, that's.
And those can wait, right? Like the Milton Foundation for Education rep, it's not like we need one immediately, right?
Probably not.
I think it's fine. And then finance, we already touched upon it.
We will for next year. The bargaining team will be an active.
Right?
Anticipate that will start mid-year, so it shouldn't really get going till January.
Okay.
But that definitely is a very big time commitment. We'll be kind of balancing that in as well.
Yep.
And the special ed task force will continue next year too.
Okay. All right, if you have individual questions or want to discuss things that you're considering, you just follow up with me individually too, and we can work it out. The only actual item of business for this evening is something we have here because there's a deadline that is prior to our next meeting, so that's why we're taking this vote this evening. It's just for appointing Dr. Burrows to continue as our appointee to the South Shore Collaborative. So I think this has typically been our practice that the superintendent represents Milton Public Schools and the school committee in that group. And we have the...
And the group is all superintendents from
there.
every district, so there are no... It would be odd if one school could member like 15 superintendents were part of that.
Try and talk me
If
out
you
of it.
want
I was
to,
going to
you can,
nominate
though.
myself.
Are you sure you can take more work
I
on?
think I really want to go.
I didn't know. I really want to be there. It's all right. I'll let you have that one.
I appreciate it.
All right. Well, I guess, is there any discussion of this? So I'll make the motion to appoint Dr. Burrows to be the South Shore Collaborative Board member representing Milton.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? All right. Anything else from anybody?
I guess, quick question just about the committees. Lisa Troy for the climate. Do we have to reappoint her? That's a one-year appointment. I'd assume we have to reappoint, so should we reach out to her to
Yes.
see if she wants to stay on?
That would be a good idea, and I think we also had talked about inviting her back to give us an
Update.
Yeah.
kind of an update on where that stands. This is a
Yeah.
town-wide committee, Amanda, that looks at issues of responding to climate change. So she's a community member who represents the school committee on that. And yes, I can reach out to her and gauge her interest in continuing, and then invite her to come to one of our meetings, maybe meeting after next or something like that. But thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, she's the only person we have that we appoint that is not one of our members to one of these committees. Okay. In that case, is there a motion to adjourn? It's 7:19.
I move
Don't
to
get used to this.
I'm not getting used to this.
This is extra short. Yeah.
I move to adjourn our meeting of May 1st, 2024.
Okay. Second.
Second.
All in favor? Okay. Thank you. Welcome, Amanda.
Thanks.
Welcome.